Hi everyone, it's Stephanie Thompson. Welcome back to Read Your Library. We're going to take a break from the bookshelf we're on for a very special episode because something special happened to me this week that's book related, and I wanted to share it with you while it's still fresh in my mind. Some of you may know that I am a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. I have been since 1978 when I discovered his music while living overseas in Abu Dhabi. And I'm one of those. I'm a crazy fan. I've been to every single show of his that was within reasonable distance of where I was living at the time. I, obviously own all his music and know it by heart. I have a lot of merchandise. I've read all the books. But I've never met the man, and I've never gotten very, very close. I've always tried. I've tried to get up front in the shows, and it's difficult. You have to either know somebody or spend a lot of money or put in the work sometimes, which it wasn't possible for me to do, or have connections I didn't have. In any case, it's been a lifelong dream of mine to meet Bruce Springsteen or get close to him, and this week had a chance to make that happen. My good friend Teresa, who's also a Bruce superfan, who also lives in San Diego, and I drove to Los Angeles on Sunday, October 2nd, and camped overnight outside the Barnes & Noble at the Grove in LA, on beach chairs with blankets, with about 1,200 other people, for the chance to meet Bruce at the book signing for his new autobiography. And let me just say that the autobiography debuted at #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. This is not just a book for fans. I haven't finished reading it yet, but I'm about a third of the way into it, and I have to tell you that even if you're not a fan, it's an incredible book. It's a really unflinching, beautifully written self-portrait of a very important person in rock and roll and in the arts and in American culture. And he's a great writer. It's really simple. It's not just lyrics. He's really good. So I recommend it even if you aren't a huge fan. It'll be interesting. Here's the book, Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen. And we waited in line. We were numbers 123 and 124, as it turned out, and there were 1,150 books, so we got in. I met him. He shook my hand. He put his arm around me. I thanked him for always being there and for doing this for his fans, and he said, "Well, sure, sweetheart." And then on impulse, I said, "Is it okay if I give you a kiss for the picture?" And he said yes. So I kissed Bruce Springsteen on Monday. Anyway, here's the book. This is the proof that this is the signed copy, special edition. He didn't sign them at the book signing. They were pre-signed, but they are individually signed. And just to give you an idea of the kind of prose we're talking about, I wanted to read to you the very first words of the opening, the foreword, actually. "I come from a boardwalk town where almost everything is tinged with a bit of fraud. So am I. By 20, no race car driving rebel, I was a guitar player on the streets of Asbury Park and already a member in good standing amongst those who lie in service of the truth, artists with a small a. But I held 4 clean aces. I had youth, almost a decade of hardcore bar band experience, a good group of homegrown musicians who were attuned to my performance style, and a story to tell. This book is both a continuation of that story and a search into its origins. I've taken as my parameters the events in my life I believe shaped that story and my performance work. One of the questions I'm asked over and over again by fans on the street is, how do you do it? In the following pages, I'll try to shed a little light on how, and more important, why." I mean, in the first 11 pages alone, talking about his earliest memories of childhood, I was already blown away by some of the really deep truths and revelations in this book. So I recommend it, and I just had to tell you about it because I met Bruce Springsteen. I kissed Bruce Springsteen. I can die happy now. Thanks, and I'll see you next time on Read Your Library.